Max, between the continuity of the personnel carrying over from last year to this year, including like the starters and Patrick Graham now in year 3 of the system, do you guys feel like you're at a different starting point compared to maybe years past?
I feel like every year, you have a lot of excitement, anticipation, things like that. At the end of the day, it's just about discipline, motivation, to take you so far. We got to get disciplined and get better every day. So if we have that mindset and let that bleed through the team, that's what I'm focused on. That's what guys like Christian, guys like Aidan, the leaders, stepping up, Spill as well. Like all those guys are, pushing their rooms, and everybody's trying to get, to the best possible level they can get to. So that's our main focus right now.
Max, in all your years here with the Raiders, how does this team, does it feel like it's farther ahead? Does it feel like it's, it's got something that maybe some others didn't?
Yeah, like I said, it's just, you can't get too caught up in the hype, the noise, things like that. We've been a preseason Super Bowl contenders, and also preseason we're going to lose every game. So all that shit doesn't matter. We just got to be ourselves. Focus on what's most important, and that's the work, the process. Working even when you don't feel great. That's what it's really about. Because right now everybody's healthy, everyone's happy, everyone's sun's bright. Things are smooth. You don't have games, you don't have extra media attention, so everything's rainbows and butterflies. But when the real bullets are flying, that's when you figure out who your guys are. And for me, that's why I just try to stay present, because I've been in those situations many times. And we got guys that are also in that position, but we got a lot of new guys as well. So we just got to keep improving and focus on what's most important.
How much are you and Christian feeding off each other in practice? Sometimes it seems like some of the things you guys do mirror each other.
Yeah, we're flying around. It's you talk about constantly improving and having competition. Those are the type of guys you want around. He works his ass off. It's a guy that works. I feel like I haven't had a guy like that since like Yannick. I feel like Yannick was constantly trying to compete with me and go at it. We were competing in everything, and Christian kind of reminds me of him in that way. He's a worker, so I love having guys like that are like-minded around. So it's been a hell of a start so far. We got a lot of work to do, but yeah, we're just feeding off each other's energy. We love football, and that's really all that matters.
There was a sequence there where you blew up a play, and then sorry about that, where you blew up a play, and then the next play he blew up a play.
Yeah.
And how good does that make you feel? Like, man, like I can do it, and then all of a sudden here's Christian doing it.
Yeah, hell yeah. AP talks about it all the time. He's like, you don't have to be Superman, just go be yourself. At the end of the day, I feel like I can make every play. My goal is to be the best on the planet, so I feel like I can do it all by myself. But at the end of the day, it's a team sport, and we all got to do it. And when you have guys like that, if you're a competitor, you want to be the one in the backfield making the play. So I love that, because we got a bunch of guys like that now, especially up front. From Malcolm to Christian to Adam Butler to John Jenkins. We got a ton of guys that love to play ball, and that's really all that matters at the end of the day. Tyree's coming along. We got more and more guys, stepping up daily, and that's all you want to see.
What are you seeing on the other side of the ball, Max, in the quarterback competition between Gardner and Aidan right now?
Yeah, both guys are competitors. Like I said, I feel like it's a common theme today, but both those guys are competitors. Aidan has come a long way. Like I said, it's the off season, so you can only take everything with a grain of salt. But just seeing his maturity and seeing how he's starting to talk back, talk some shit back, and I encourage it. You know what I mean? It's like that's what I want him to do. The best of the best. They're ultimate competitors. The Mahomes, the back in the day, the Brady's, the Peyton Mannings, the guys like that. They were always jawing back and forth and standing up. It's at the end of the day, you show a little bit of weakness, people are gonna hop all over that. So for him, seeing him, kind of come back, at us, it's awesome to see. And Gardner as well. He's played in plenty of big games. He's always been the underdog. And at the end of the day, you see him walk out the building or walk down the street, you wouldn't even know he's a football player. But when he laces it up on Sundays, you can see what he can do. His numbers stack up with a lot of guys you wouldn't even expect. So those guys are gonna battle it out, and the best guy is gonna win. So I'm excited to see what happens.
You know what it's like to be a young player in this league. Your defensive line has you, John, Adam, and Christian to help a Tyree and a Byron and some young guys. What does it mean for those young guys to have the maturity and mentorship that you four offer?
I think it's super important. I've talked about it many times before, but when I first came in the league, I didn't have, an Aaron Donald in my room, or a guy, like a guy that's done it at the highest level. And I seek, that leadership and seek, what are they doing? What's the routine? Things like that. So when you got guys like myself and Christian and Jank, dudes have done it for multiple years. as a young guy, that's like your dream. You know, you want to come in and just soak up as much information as you possibly can. So that's what we do. You know, Christian's working mainly with the D tackles because they, you know, we're a little bit separate during like individual kind of stuff. So he's done a great job with them, and you know, I'm leading my group, you know, with the ends, and then we all come together and we do all our meetings together and everything. So it's just a collaborative, you know, group. It's not like, no, this is my way or whatever. It's just like we're all learning from each other, and that's what, you know, makes our group really special.
Max, what was it like going through the off season, having to have the surgeries, and then coming back now, getting back up to full speed?
Yeah, it's been a hell of an off season. You know, it started right away. You know, we played Denver week 18, and I think a week later I got surgery on my knee, and then 2 weeks after that I had to get surgery on my thumb. So it's been a hell of a ride back. But at the end of the day, you know, there's a bunch of different paths to get to where you want to go. And for me, it's what I've learned, you know, just in these past 2 years. I feel like, you know, the past year I was dealing with a knee issue, and I literally never missed practice in my whole career leading up to this past season. And I was damn near limited every single day the whole season in practice and things like that. And I had to learn to make an adjustment because I can't just go out there and, you know, run my knee into the ground. I had to be ready for Sunday. So it made me take a step back so I could take 3 steps forward. And I feel like that's what, you know, this off season was all about, you know, having the confidence in the guys that are working with me, from, you know, Rick Slade to Alex Guerrero to, you know, my circle, from my agent to Tim Grover, all those type of guys. You know, having them in my corner has been incredible because they've been in every type of situation. They've seen it all. And for me, like, my one goal is to be the best in the world, pound for pound. And I talk about it. I'm about it. I live it every single day. And, you know, whatever street I got to travel to get to where I want to go, I'm going to do that. So I'm exhausting every single, you know, resource I possibly have to, you know, have the best season of my career. You know,
Max, speaking of pound for pound, I believe your favorite fighter is fighting this Saturday, Tank Davis. You be watching that, catching that?
Absolutely. I love Tank. Been a huge fan for a long time. The way he fights, his approach, his confidence, the way he goes in the ring, just, he has no fear in his body. You know, he goes in there and he's fully himself, and that's a guy that I love watching. You could just feel his energy. He walks into a press conference and it's like he owns the place. And those are the type of guys I look up to because they're special. They're special individuals. They do it their way. They don't, you know, try to fit in with anything. They just do what they do, and I think that's what makes them special. So yeah, I think he's going to have a huge knockout again on Saturday.
How has Rob Litter challenged you and the rest of the guys in the defensive line room?
Yeah, Robbie's been incredible. He challenges us every day. You know, he doesn't coach anybody. You know, he coaches people different, but he doesn't shy away from coaching. You know what I mean? That's what I think is most important. You know, nowadays there's a lot of guys that are, you know, feel like they're too big to be coached and things like that. And it's my way or no way. Rob is a guy that can relate to us. He played, you know, Division I football. He's been around a lot of great players, and people have his, you know, respect in our room. So, you know, it's a collaborative, you know, group. You know, he walks in there, and we have the biggest D-line group I think we've ever had. We have like 18 guys or something ridiculous. We've got like 4 coaches now in there, and it feels like everybody wants to be in the D-line room at all times. So it's a special group, and it starts with him. And I think he's done an incredible job, and he just pushes us in every single way. And just looking, you know, he knows what everybody wants, and you got to have real relationships with the players to be able to talk to them a certain way. And I think that's what he does a great job of doing. And yeah, you know, for instance, like when he first got hired, like he took the time to get in a Zoom call. It was me, him, and Rob Marinelli. And like usually a coach, you know, coaches don't do shit like that. It's like, no, this is my way. We're not. He got in a meeting with him, and you know, we chopped it up for an hour and we talked just football. And I thought that was super cool of him, just because it shows like even as a coach, he's still constantly learning. And that's why, you know, me and Robbie have a real relationship. You know, it's not like just coach type stuff. It's real life, and that's what I feel like, you know, why guys respect him so much. I think Marinelli was the same exact way. He was much more than just a coach. He was you know, you have a real relationship with guys like that.
Are you surprised, Max, with how your podcast has taken off relating to fans?
You know, for us, the whole point of it was just to, you know, give back and give guys you know, not just Raiders players, but people in general, you know, get people to share their story, and, you know, guys that have been through real adversity. And I think it's been incredible. I've done it purely out of, you know, desire. You know, I've wanted to do it for years and years, and I want to do it with the right people. So, you know, I got my day one guys from Eastern Michigan. We all went to school together. We're all in each other's weddings. We're best friends. So it's been incredible, and you know, we're gonna keep doing our thing and having fun with it. You know, it's been a hell of a time.
Two more
Max,
guys,
you
two more.
mentioned
It wasn't
Adam Butler among the players that you like in this group. You seem to develop real chemistry with him late last season. When did that click, and what did it mean to you to get him back?
I feel like, you know, to be honest, like we had that connection right away. It started in the offseason. He got here last April, I believe, and from that day on, you know, we've been locked in. You know, if you watch from week 1 to week 18, it improved, but usually, you know, it takes a lot more time. And a guy like him, he's a thinker. Like when you're out on the field with him, he's calling out, you know, where they're sliding, calling out protections, things like that. And when you have a guy like that on the field, he's nothing but an asset, and he plays hard, and he's a very underrated rusher. You know, he could win his one-on-ones as well. So I love Adam. You know, me and Adam have had a great connection. He's a Texas guy as well. He went to Duncanville, so our teams played each other in high school. He's a little older than me, but you know, I've known about him for a long time. So when he got here, it was awesome. It's been special ever since.
Last
Max,
one, Paul.
Max, there's been a lot of talk about potentially going to an 18-game season, even the Super Bowl stretching out to President's Day weekend. As a player, I mean, what are your thoughts, your reaction to that?
I mean, it is what it is. I'm gonna keep showing up and doing what I do at the highest level. I got no control of that shit.
Appreciate it.